What is going on, gamers? Today we're going to talk about what to focus on when you're just starting out the game. I know that the game has a lot of things that it offers, a lot of different modes, a lot of different things that you can focus on early on, etc. And it might be a little confusing to start off with. So I'm going to go ahead and take the time and go through a couple of important things that I feel at the beginning you might not know right off the bat. And I'm going to cover it and let you guys know how to go ahead and start the right way. So the first thing that we're going to do is, once you're inside your castle, right, you're going to have a lot of different buildings that it's going to let you place, whether it's over here or whether you're going to be getting more as you finish some of these skirmishes. So the further you get with the skirmishes, the more slots you're going to unlock for more buildings, and that's going to let you make the decision as to which ones you're going to place. Now, some of the more important ones are right here, right next to your castle, and that's going to be the manor, barracks, and infirmaries. Now, early on, these buildings are very important, but don't be fooled. There are some that are much more important than the others. So the first one is the manor. Now, the manor, what essentially this is going to do, if you click on the eye, it tells you the manor not only is going to help you produce more gold, but it's also going to increase your training speed. And that means that you're going to be able to train troops faster. The faster you train troops, the faster you're going to be able to go out there, attack, gather, etc. So manor is also going to be really, really good. Also, a key note, once you get these buildings to 25, they do give you an extra stat boost. Manors give you army attack, infirmaries give you HP, and barracks give you defense. Now, talking about barracks, let's talk about barracks. You essentially start with one barracks right here, right? But the game gives you an option to keep building more barracks. Now, if you take a look at this, the only thing that the barracks is actually going to be able to do is give you more troops to train at a time. Now, the good thing to this is that the more troops you can train, the longer you can actually train them. And instead, early on, instead of training for a couple of hours, maybe you can train for 8 hours, 10 hours, etc. But here's the thing. That's all the barracks is going to give you. And generally speaking, you really only need one barracks. There's really no point in training 2 or 3 until you're like late game and you're going to be training millions of troops at a time and all of that. But right now, early on, you really only need one barracks. So what I would suggest you do is stick with the one barracks that the game provides you at the beginning. And then from there, make your choice if you want to go with the manors or infirmaries. On to infirmaries. Infirmaries is the building that lets you have more wounded troops, whether you have been attacked or you're the one attacking. The more infirmaries you have, the more capacity that you're going to have wounded troops. And at the end, at level 25, it also does give you some army max HP. But considering that you're probably just starting out, what you want to do, in my opinion, is you want to focus more on the manors, because not only is it going to produce gold for you, which you're going to need a lot of if you're going to be improving a lot of your buildings, but the training speed will help you get these skirmishes finished much quicker. And then as you finish more of these skirmishes, like I mentioned, you're going to unlock more buildings that you can use. Now, moving on to these buildings, right? These are the resource buildings, and these buildings are going to be the ones that you're going to see here at the bottom once you start unlocking them all, right? Now, the resource buildings is kind of interesting because in this slot right here, you're going to have these 4. Now, you should always keep one of each, because if you ever decide to take one down and build it back up, you're going to need these. So what I would suggest you do is, in these 4, just build one of each. And then once you unlock some more, like for instance, once I beat this skirmish, I'm going to get some more resource buildings. What I would suggest starting out is just to keep them even. If you build one for stone, build one for ore, then build one for wood, etc., etc. And then later on down the line, what a lot of us do is that we build just one building. Like for instance, on my main account, I have all ore buildings. And what I do is I produce a lot of ore. And when I get filled to the max with that ore, I send it to the guild bank. And then all the guild members have the same type of setup, whether somebody's doing stone or wood or whatever. And then we all send to the bank to keep the bank healthy. But early on, why I would suggest you do one of each as you go building is because you need so much of each resource to build your castle up to 25 or whatever it may be, that just having one resource and abundance and then the other one's kind of lacking, it's probably not the greatest way to go. So I would suggest you just start building 1, 1, 1. Key point though, farm, you really only need one farm. Don't build any more farms than one because you're really not going to need it. More than likely, you're going to be losing food instead of being able to make it. So if you ever need food, it's a good idea to either farm for it or use it from your bags right here, because you're just going to be losing food most of the time. So just keep one farm, and then as you build, go ore, stone, wood, etc., etc. Now on to a very important topic, research. Now when you start research, you're going to be basically just seeing these 4 trees, right? The one tree that I would focus on the most would be economy, and then the military tree. These trees are going to be the most important ones for you to finish. You can't really finish military without finishing economy, so they kind of go hand in hand. You kind of got to work on both. Economy is definitely much easier to finish, and it will help you with the resources. And not only that, the construction speed is really nice at 70% when you max it out, so that's going to come in handy. But the military tree is really where you want to get to at least a decent level, because the further down you go, the higher tier troops you're going to unlock. So for instance, you get tier 2s right here, and then tier 3s right there, and then once you go even more, you get the tier 4, which is the eventual where you really want to get to before you can start working on all this other stuff. But the higher tier troops that you get, the easier you're going to be finishing these skirmishes. And like I mentioned, the more skirmishes you finish, the more buildings that you're able to unlock, and the more things that you can actually put in your castle. So very, very important for you to finish economy and military tree. When it comes to monster hunt, you for sure want to unlock monster hunt 1. That way you can at least hunt level 1 monsters. And you can maybe think about going to monster hunt 2. But if you're just starting out the game, you don't necessarily have the heroes or the gear to start hunting level 2. So I would probably stick to level 1s. At least for now. This is a tree that you for sure want to finish later on. But at the start, just unlock Monster Hunt level 1s. That way you can start hunting monsters. And then once you start getting a little bit better heroes, better gear for it, etc., then you can start thinking about upgrading some of this. The one research tree to stay away from is this defense tree. This is basically to make your wall stronger. But unfortunately, the wall hasn't really been too relevant for a long time to actually make much of a difference in battle. So making your wall stronger is actually not going to do much for you. So my opinion is stay away from this defense tree unless you absolutely want to do it, but it doesn't bring too much value. It's going to give you extra might, which at the beginning you might think it's fine, but later on down the line, that extra might is something that you actually may not want, because migration is a big part of the game, and the higher your might, the higher the migration is going to cost. So you can try to do your best to keep your might down, and just keeping this defense tree altogether is probably the best thing for you to do. Now let's talk about one of the biggest things, and honestly, when I first started the game years ago, my favorite part of the whole game, and that was hero chapters. Now with hero chapters, this is where you use your heroes to go up against other heroes. Now you also have normal and elite stages, but let's go ahead and first focus on the normal chapters. Normal chapters, as you keep going and you start defeating some of these stages, and you finish some of them, you actually get rewarded new heroes. On the first stage, when you actually go ahead and finish the chapter 1, when you go ahead and finish all of this, these are the heroes you're going to be coming out with. You're going to be coming out with these 6 heroes, and the more you advance, the more heroes you unlock, meaning that the more variety that you're going to be able to have. But not only that, these heroes are going to aid you a lot when it comes to monster hunting, attacking other players, etc., etc. So very important to make sure that you stay going as far as you can in these hero chapters, because they are going to be very, very rewarding. With that said, if you're ever stuck in these hero chapters, just remember that upgrading your heroes go a long way. Not only when you do these hero chapters, not only are you unlocking these trophies that once you complete the set, you can rank up your heroes like this, right? You go from rank 1 to rank 2, and then once that happens, you get a whole different set of trophies that this hero is going to need. But something to keep in mind, as you're using these heroes, right? the higher rank that they are, the more skills that they're going to be unlocking. So this one just got unlocked, Toxic Blast, just because I got it to rank 2. Once I get to rank 4, this is going to be unlocked, and then rank 7, this is going to be unlocked. And this is true for all of these heroes, right? So you see here, rank 2, this is unlocked at level 2, at rank 2. So what I would have to do is find these trophies and then finish the trophy set for him and then rank him up. If you don't know where to get them, you can just click on it and it tells you where to get it. So here you will go to stage 1, 6, and that's where you will go ahead and get it. Keep in mind also that the hero skills is not the only thing that you're going to unlock as you get them higher. Their battle skills are also going to be unlocked. So for instance, once I get this to rank 4, I'm going to get food supply management, which is food production. And then at rank 7, I'm going to get infantry attack unlocked. So something to keep in mind. So if you're ever stuck on a hero chapter, etc., just work on the heroes that you have currently, get them up a little stronger. If you finish their sets like this, they get more HP, more attack, etc., which will help you advance. And if you're ever really stuck, you can start collecting their medals, doing the elite stages, and then that will also rank them up to green, blue, purple, and eventually gold. And that will make the hero even stronger. So hero chapters, try to get as far as you can. And if you're ever stuck, just work on getting your heroes stronger and finishing these sets to rank them up. Now the last thing I want to touch on is actually part of the last update. So it's fairly new. But even when you're new, these artifacts right here, make sure that you're doing everything in your power to try to get all of the artifacts that you can. The artifacts you get through artifact coins, and the artifact coins you get by doing your daily things, which you can go ahead and see here. Your daily, you can get all of these by gathering and doing miscellaneous things around the map, and this is going to unlock some coins for you. And then you can go ahead and start unlocking some of these artifacts. Now, these artifacts have so much value, especially early on. Their stats are just amazing. So you got infantry or infirmary healing speed here. You have some that are good for gathering speed. You also have some that give you actual army stats, more research speed, more construction speed. So the artifact haul, right from when you start the game, make sure that you stay on top of it. Try to get as many as you can, especially through these artifact coins, because they're going to be so good for a newer account, especially because even if an artifact is just brand new and not enhanced at all, it's going to be so much more stats than you normally would never get before as a newer account. So the artifact fair, make sure that you stay on top of this and get as many as you can. Now, as a side bonus, if you are one of those that are going to be spending, this first purchase bonus, the Almighty Rose Knight, is a hero that you will unlock when you spend for the first pack. But let me tell you about this hero, Rose Knight, right? This is a hero that you can max out later on down the line, and it is a free-to-play hero. But unlocking this hero early on is going to make your life so much easier, especially for the hero chapters. This hero, in my opinion, I still consider it the best hero in the game, just across the board, because of everything she brings. So if you're gonna make a first purchase, she's gonna be it. She is so worth it, because you actually won't be able to unlock her until way later down the line, and for you to be able to get her right away is gonna be enormous for a newer account. But yeah, hopefully these tips help you out. Hopefully we will have some more videos with other topics that I want to touch on. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in, and until later, bye.